I'm Timothy Gassen. They call me the AZ Puckman. I've been following hockey at the University of Arizona for more than 30 years. And this is my Wildcat Hockey Report. Welcome to another Wildcat Hockey Report. I'm Timothy Gassen, and I'm the AZ Puckman. I'm here with the head coach of the U of A Wildcats. This is Chad Berman. Now, Coach, you've been on the road for an awful long time, including this past week. 3 games, starting off at Missouri State last week. Tell us about how the Cats did on the road.
Yeah, we're fortunate enough to get 2 of 3. We went into Missouri State. Anytime you go on a long road trip, that first period is always the one you want to make sure you're on top of, and you set a good tone for the weekend. I thought we did a better job of keeping the game simple, keeping things to the outside, and we were able to have some success there. So, we were fortunate we get out of there with a 5-3 win. So anytime you go on a road trip, you can start that first game with a win. It really sets you up for the rest of the weekend. So going into Arkansas, then we knew we had an opportunity to, at the very least, get a split there and have a successful weekend. And carried that into Friday. We got a real hot start Friday. The first period, we put up 3 goals. Got a little lax there in the middle, but kept fighting. And towards the end, we were able to pull it out in a shootout win by, of course, a goal by Timothy Hogan, Mr. Everything right now for us. So big win for us. And then, unfortunately, we came up short Saturday. But, to go on the road as much as we are, and be on the hotels and planes as much as we are to get 2 of 3 to wrap up that trip, we'll take it.
Well, and stay tuned because in the second half of this Wildcat Hockey Report, we'll talk to Timothy Hogan, who's having a good start of the season for the Wildcats. Now you're finally back at home at the friendly Tucson Convention Center Arena, starting with the number 1 team in the nation, ranked in the ACHA. That's Minot State. What is it that Minot State does especially well to deserve that number 1 ranking?
Yeah, they've been a consistent program. I mean, this has been the number 1 team in the country or in the top 5 mix since I've been around this league for a long time. They recruit well. They get a lot of Western Canadian kids. They seem to bring a lot of size. So they're a big physical team with a mix of really good skill. You're going to see a kid number 11 coming in who's about as skilled as anyone you'll see in the country. He's a kid we're going to have to keep an eye on for sure. But they've got good depth. So, we're going to have to roll 4 lines, and so do we. So we think we match up well. We've had great games against them. It's some of the most entertaining games we have as far as they all come down to the wire. Last year they were first in the country. Every one of our games was a 1-goal game, and then of course we ran them in the national tournament as well. So for whatever reason, we play this team well, and it's always really entertaining games. From a coaching standpoint, it's a lot of fun for me. Wade Regeers does a great job with that program, but it's somebody who likes to make adjustments on the fly, so it feels more like a chess match. So it allows me to have a little more fun as a coach and make some adjustments, and so we look forward to playing them. We always get up for this game.
The Cats also play UNLV this weekend, and that's an opponent that they hope to become more of a rival with as time goes on. But let's jump ahead till next weekend. You're here for the entire month of November at home. Talk about next weekend's games at the TCC.
Yeah, we've got Colorado State and Colorado coming into town. Military Appreciation Weekend, so we'll wear our camo jerseys to honor those that fight for us for our freedoms, and that's always an important weekend for us. We usually get out to the Davis-Monthan base and do a visit to, I think it's important that our guys understand what the camo means that they're wearing. So we get a little tour and check out different things. We even had a couple guys voluntarily get tased last year, so it gets a little interesting on these visits. But yeah, hockey players and taser guns, that shouldn't mix, but apparently it does. So it's it's a little more important when you're representing the camo, and we understand that. We also have alumni coming in town, and we always want to make our alumni proud. We're fighting like crazy to make them proud, and we hope to continue to do so.
So, Coach, you're building toward the end of the semester when you get to play ASU again. What in this next few weeks is the main thing you want to see, the main kind of growth that you want to see out of your Wildcat squad?
Yeah, I think we need to get more consistent. We're getting a little loose in our systems as far as our forecheck. We're not locking on with that weak side. We may make some adjustments here today, depending on things move forward. We got to get healthy. We've got 7 guys out of the lineup with injuries, so first and foremost, we'd like to get healthy. We'd like to give the younger guys a little more time to invigorate into the systems and feel more comfortable. So we like our depth. We like what they're going to be able to do to contribute when guys do get injured. But this early, it's a lot to throw at some of these guys. So first and foremost, we want to get healthy, and we think we could get a couple back here this weekend. And then from there, it's our defensive side of our game's got to improve. We're scoring enough goals to win right now. Anytime you put up 3, 4, 5 goals, we expect to win, but we can't win them giving up 4 and 5 a night. So first and foremost, we got to get in lanes better, block more shots, better sticks in lanes, take care of the defensive responsibilities, and I think that's what made us successful last year. So if we can get back to there, I'm certain we can start to take off here.
Well, November is going to be a big month for University of Arizona Wildcat Hockey here at the Tucson Convention Center Arena, and we hope you'll come and join us. We've been talking with the head coach of the Wildcats, that's Chad Berman. Welcome back to the Wildcat Hockey Report. We're here with Toppy Hogan, center for the University of Arizona hockey team. Now, Toppy, you're off to a fast start in this season. Offensively, averaging almost 2 points a game. Why the big offensive explosion from you?
I don't know. I think it's we got, again, new line mate. He's really been well. He's really worked well with John and I. I think the depth that we've had on our team, the additions that we've had, have allowed us to roll 4 lines. And because of that, fresh legs. But we're keeping it simple. We're getting to the net. For some reason, the puck touches my stick. It's been going in lately. But we're just trying to keep it simple. We're throwing pucks on net, and I seem to be in the right place at the right time right now.
Now, everybody loves scoring, even coaches, especially coaches. But coaches love players with offensive skill who can also play defensively. Now, Coach Berman was telling me that he's impressed with your defensive play. Is that a mindset that he's trying to get in the offensive players on the team, that defense is part of your game as well?
As he preaches, defense wins championships. So we spend a lot of time during practice with 3-on-3 low, which is defense and centermen's locking on your players and not letting them loose. And that's something that I've always strived to excel in my game from when I was little.
You play with your brother John on this Wildcat squad, and he was explaining to me the origin of your unique nickname, Toppy Hogan. That's a great hockey name. That sounds like a hockey player. But it didn't come from your hockey playing days as you were developing. It was actually much earlier than that. How did your brother come up with this nickname for you?
My full name is Brian Christopher Hogan. So my dad's name is Brian, so I wasn't going to go by Brian. Couldn't have 2 Brians in the house. So try to go by Christopher, and that gets shortened to Chris. That's my mother's name, so it was in between there. And Grandpa called me Topher one day, and John got Toppy, and it stuck. That was when we were about 1 or 2 years old, and that's everybody calls me that. It was on my high school IDs. It's kind of on my transcripts. Brian parentheses Toppy Hogan. If you say Brian, I won't turn.
So your brother couldn't quite get Topher out.
Correct.
Topher turned into Toppy.
Correct.
And we have Toppy Hogan. Now, you're from the St. Louis, Missouri area,
Yes.
and you were able to go back and play this past week in Missouri. You played at Missouri State. What was the experience like to go back with your college hockey team and play in your home state?
Well, that Missouri State, I'd say there's 30 kids on the team. I probably know 28 of them. But the big thing was our family travels well. And it was only 3.5 hours, so we had about 35 or 40 family members at our game. To support us. It was just like the old days when you bring in a busload of Hogans, they hoot and holler, and they bring the big fat heads of us, and it was unbelievable because that's about the only time that a lot of our family members could come to the game, being so close and us playing out here. It was really special. We were able to get the win. John and I had a pretty successful night on the score sheet as well, but just to play there, play against all my friends, so after skirmishes, you're kind of jawing with your friends. Trying to keep the mood light before the game with them, but then when it's game time, it's game time. But definitely just playing in front of a family section was cool. So every time we scored as a team, it sounded like we were at home. So it was good.
Now, the Wildcats have been on the road for a lot of this early season. Are you glad to be back here at the TCC? You're going to play the entire month of November at home at the Tucson Convention Center Arena. Is there an advantage to being at home?
Yes, there is. As I think a couple of us were talking about, I think we've spent more nights in hotel beds than we have our own beds in the last 3 weeks. And it just, as everybody knows, if you travel, just kind of takes a mental wear on you. And we've been out of town for the last 4 weekends, and it's with limited practices. It'll be nice to be here at home, run on your own schedule for game times, but really just practice at home, get used to practicing in the TCC again, play in front of these unbelievable fans. I mean, best fans in the country. So just to get started, play at home, you can't beat it.
Well, Toppy, I hope your offensive streak continues. I hope your defensive streak continues, and good luck for the rest of the season. We've been talking with Toppy Hogan from the University of Arizona Wildcat Hockey Team, and join us next time on the Arizona Hockey Wildcat Report.